skills alone are not going to help you scale your business. But if you know how to package your skills and distribute them in places that people who need them can find them, that's when the magic starts to happen. I'm going to read off a couple of things that you might be able to resonate with, and then you'll know that I'm talking to you. You're repeating the same task over and over again. You're spending hours each week on things that could be automated. You're always working in the business instead of on it because all of your time is spent doing all the day-to-day things that are keeping the doors open, but it's not helping you grow. And then you struggle to take a break without everything falling apart. What happens if you decide to go on vacation? Do you come back and then have tons of things that you need to do? Or did the business continue to run and continue to grow without you? These are all signs that it's time for a change, and that change is going to involve creating a better system. A system that operates with AI and automation. This is Michael Dumond from the Help Desk, and I'm making this video today for those of you who have reached that point where you just know that something has to change. I'm talking to those of you who feel like you've been doing all the hard things, but you're just not getting anywhere. And I want you to consider this. It may not be your offers. It may not be that you lack the skills. It may not be that you lack the personality and the ability to draw people's attention. It just might be your systems. Most of the solo entrepreneurs that I know, that I work with, are people who have very good ideas, who are doing good things, but at some point, your personal network and those that you have access to is gonna reach its end. My business has been running for quite a long time off referrals, getting good word from everyone, which is very powerful. But once you start pivoting and you need to get more volume into your business, you're gonna have to have a different approach. If you're like me, you may wake up one day and realize that you built yourself a job. And sometimes, I did that and I was like, okay, I'm okay with this job. But there reach a point when you want more of your time back and you want more flexibility in your day. You don't want to have to be the one doing all the things in the business. That's when what I'm talking about today is going to be important. So let's talk a little bit about why it's so important to have these systems in place. I have a program that I call it the First 100K, and I called it the First 100K because I remember the days when I was only making $20,000, $30,000 a year in the business and struggling, really struggling. And when I took some time to figure out why that was happening and what I needed to do differently, there was a couple things that I identified. Number one, I realized I didn't have the confidence to charge the prices that I should have been charging for my offers. I wasn't necessarily questioning my skill sets or my ability to provide quality work, but I was questioning my system and my deliverability. Oftentimes I found myself doing things that were not as comprehensive as they should have been. And the reason that is because I just didn't have the right systems in place to support clients at the level that they needed. A perfect example is somebody coming to me to say, hey, I need a website. Okay, what is this website going to be for? What is it that you want this website to do? Most people have this mind that once I get online and I get a website, traffic is just going to start coming to me. They don't know about the things that have to happen to draw traffic to that website, the ads that have to be ran, the SEO that needs to be developed, the things that are out there that are going to make people even want to click on the link to visit the website. All of those things are things that have to be taken in consideration. Once you have that person's contact information, or if somebody does decide that they want to do business with you, maybe they filled out a contact form. What happens next? I've seen people who have lists, but it never went anywhere. Why? Because they just had these people's names on a list to say, I have a list, but they didn't have any systems in place that were nurturing those people and building more value in what it is that they had to offer, educating them so that they understood what the offers were and knew how to take action. So all those things are going to be very important to do in order for you to convert people from, yes, I filled out a form and I have a couple questions, or yes, I booked a call because I'm exploring the different solutions and I might want to work with you, to how do you get them to say, yes, this is the person for me. Where do I sign up? Here's my card, take my money. That's the difference systems can make. Having the right system in place is going to allow you to be able to really get people to that point sooner than later. Another example is I hosted a YouTube for Beginners workshop a few months ago, and I used that YouTube for Beginners workshop to do what? To generate leads, find out who are the people who want to build their YouTube channel. Why do they want to build a YouTube channel, and what do they hope to achieve once it's done? I put all these questions on as a survey. Once people register, they answer these questions, and now I have some very rich data to help figure out who on this list of people who signed up for the workshop is going to be a good fit for my other programs and offers. They're on my email list now, so whenever I have future workshops and events coming up, they get contacted by that. I can create an automation that would go and send out a communication to everybody who may have said, I want to start a YouTube channel for my business. What do I need to know? I now have a CRM that's going to make it a lot easier for me to keep track of what follow-ups need to be done from our consultations and our appointments. So all these things, if they're sounding good to you, are things that you can get all inside of one software. I remember pricing software out, and most of the systems that I was looking for to do the things that this does were anywhere from like $300 to $500 a month. And when you're only making $20,000, $30,000, that's a big investment. And I imagine some of you aren't even making that from your business, not your job, but just from your business by itself. So in this first 100K program, what I've done is taken everything that I've learned about this process of getting to that point where my business is consistently making over six figures. I want to take my lessons that I've learned and teach you inside of that program how to avoid some of the mistakes or how to get to the 100K faster. And not just the 100K, but the first 100K, because once you have your system in place, it's just a matter of scaling up from there. And that is the importance of having systems and automation working on your behalf. For a very long time, I was totally okay with just running my one-person business the way that I did. Wake up every day, do the work, not have any employees, not have any payroll, just solely had to do the work on my own. But as you grow and your business starts to change and you also reach a different point in your lifestyle, you start to value your time differently. I no longer want to do some of the things that I had been doing for all these years. I either want to have someone on my staff do it, or I want to use some automation and some technology to do it. Up until last year in 2024, I had used most of the common business tools that many of you use. Squarespace, Weebly, Wix for websites, Constant Contact, MailChimp for email marketing. When ChatGPT came on scene, started using that on a daily basis. I use Canva for graphic design. But I was always feeling like there should have been a better way for me to have all these things that I needed integrated and also give me access to all the contact data, a CRM, a way for me to make things work seamlessly. So if a person takes an action, clicks a link, fills out a form, that data gets captured. It's always there for me to use. I can trigger certain things to happen because that person took that action. I was doing all this stuff in multiple different systems, and I really wanted to have all these things into one place. So now today, I have a system in place that not only allows me to create the forms, capture the data, automate follow-up actions such as nurturing emails after that, I can also automatically place people into private groups that I have so that I can do my group coaching. I have automations in place that are going to send messages to people based on certain keywords that they either ask on Messenger on social media or comments that they post. When I need to host a course, if I want to create a digital product, if I need to create funnels, I have all this stuff inside of the software, and that software is called HighLevel. This software has changed everything about the way that I do business. It has changed what I recommend to my clients, because never before in the 20 years of me being a digital marketing consultant had I found something that, number one, was going to be affordable enough for the solo entrepreneur, but then also robust enough to do the things that I know businesses need to do. So if any of these things that I share with you today are things that are going to resonate with you, let me tell you what you can do next. I'm going to put my affiliate link down in the description below. Inside of there's a link that's going to allow you to get the software, starting with a free trial. Once that trial is over, you're going to move over to the regular price, which is $97 per month. So if you use my affiliate link and get up your software set up, come back and let me know. I'll give you 30 days of free access to my membership community called the Help Desk. Inside the Help Desk, I'm available multiple days per week. I also have some course modules on about how to use AI, how to use automation. In addition to that, I can point you in the right direction to help you get started successfully with HighLevel.